Well, most founders, when they decide to start their own startup, they actually do this just for the sake of simplicity in their home country. So for example, if you're Swiss, you start in Switzerland. But this is very obvious why they do it. It's just that you don't have a language barrier normally, and you might know the market already a little bit better, or your target group that you're aiming for. But of course, most of entrepreneurs, they want to be successful on a global level. And the next keynote speech that we're hearing now is all about how to be successful on an international level from day one on. And for that, we invited Dreifuss. He is the founder of the Swiss Eyewear Group, a global eyewear company that is active in over 90 markets. So he knows what he's talking about. And he will share his international experience with you now, and of course also give you some tips how to do it. Welcome here on stage, Dreifuss.
Hoi. Möget ihr noch? Möget ihr noch? Great. So I was asked to tell you all about how important it is to have the right global team to be internationally successful. So let's get into it. I'm Jerry, I'm from Zurich. I studied at University St. Gallen, and then I worked for a couple of consumer goods companies such as L'Oreal, Mars, Polaroid, before I started with 4 friends my own company called Swiss Eyewear Group. You probably have never heard the name, but I'm sure you have seen our product or maybe purchased our product. Every 7th eyewear product sold in Switzerland is coming from our company. We have 70 employees from 12 different nationalities working from 8 countries from all over the world. We're selling several million of eyewear products into 90 markets, and we have our own subsidiaries in Italy and in Switzerland. We have our own brands, and we do private labels. So our main brand is called InView, or INVU. It's the #1 sold sunglass brand in Switzerland and many European countries, and one of the most sold sunglass brands in the world. But under this brand, we also sell reading glasses and optical frames. Our newest baby is EQ. It's positioned a little bit more premium for the fashionistas of the world, and we have Smarty. Smarty is a little bit lower in price. Our USP is best quality for the best price, so all our products are in the lower medium price level. InView and EQ, for example, you can buy it in any Manor store, Coop City, and many optical stores. Smarty you can buy, for example, in all Coop supermarkets. We're also doing a lot of private label, for example, all glasses from Migros under their brand Essentials, all glasses from PKZ under their private label Paul Kehl, or Nile glasses from the fashion shops. But we also produce for companies who want to do a special gift or something unique for their customers, special sunglasses, or a couple of friends who want to found their own sunglass brand. So if you're ever interested in that, come see me. We don't offer ready stock and just print the logo on it. We really do the full development from your idea, develop for you everything, including case and everything, until the launch. But enough about us, all about you. I want to share my experience on how to become internationally successful from day one. Before I start talking about the importance of the right global team, 3 things I want to give you as a recommendation in general. Focus is my #1. I see a lot of Swiss startups and they want to do everything at the same time. Open subsidiaries all over the world, have a bright product portfolio, do one after the other. First of all, you need less cash, and second of all, if you do one after the other, you will be much more successful. The second one, and I will talk about it more later on, is don't think you can manage the international world with Swiss or German people only. Make sure you have local partners or make sure you hire local people. The last one is big market doesn't have to mean big for you. So I give you an example about my own company. We are present in India and we are present in Switzerland. India, of course, the most populated country in the world, it seems that the potential is much bigger than Switzerland, but it's an over-regulated, very price-sensitive, very complicated market. So we are there, but we are not really big there. But we are very big in small markets like Switzerland. We are #1 here, but also Netherlands or Austria. So Put your energy into where the potential is really big to you, and don't get blinded by North American market or China or Brazil, because it might not be the real potential for you there. Before I go into the details of my presentation about the right team, generally everything is about AI. By the way, most images in this presentation are generated by AI as well. And digitalization, working from your mobile phone and from your home office. Yes, you should do all of that. But don't underestimate the importance of meeting in real life. I mean, you came all here to Winterthur to listen to me and the other speakers, so you got the point already. But this is really important. In the end, successful international business is all about connection. But now meet Martijn and Beat. And let's talk about hiring the right team. By right team, I mean right mindset and right skill set. So when we started Swiss Eyewear Group, I needed a CFO by my side, a really good one. And in my opinion, Martijn, the guy with the sunglasses, is the best in the industry in Europe. But there was a little problem. Martijn lives in a very tiny village in the middle of nowhere in the Netherlands called Herensberg. I'm sure you've never heard about it. It's really terrible. And his wife had absolutely no interest in moving to Switzerland. So I had two options. Find another CFO in Zurich and let go of Martijn, or make it work with Martijn. And I made it work with Martijn, and it's been going really well. He works mostly from home. He comes every month for four days to me, and that's cool for me and it's cool for him because, you know, he's away from the family and the children, so he enjoys that too, and it works really well. So much more important is that it's Martijn where he lives. Then meet Beat. Beat is our head of design, so it's a very important role. 1.5 years ago, he came into my office and he said, Jerry, I decided I want to immigrate into Thailand. I want to live in Pattaya. Probably he likes the food there, maybe he likes other things there. So again, I had two options. Let go of Beat or make it work. It's been only a year, but it works really, really well. We meet several times in Asia. He's coming to Switzerland 3 times per year. So again, the point I want to make is the right skill set and the right mindset are much more important than whether they live in Zurich or Germany or wherever. Now we're going to watch a small movie, please, about the difference between introverted and extroverted people. The reason I want to show you this movie is because you should make sure you don't have only people in your team that are like you. In our private life and in our professional life, we tend to surround ourselves with people who are like ourselves. So me as an example, when I was looking for, my love partner, I was always surrounding me or looking for extroverted people because I'm extroverted. And it was really fun in the beginning, but then ended terribly every time. Now I'm in a long-term relationship and I'm married for many years with a very introverted person. It's much better for me, much more healthy. But we have a lot of arguments, of course, but it's fruitful. And the same goes for your business. Make sure you surround yourself with different attitudes. And now I would like for you to see the short movie. Regie, hallo. Könnt ihr den Film zeigen? Nicht? Okay, then unfortunately I don't see the movie, but it's a really funny one, so maybe they can show it later. Okay, anyway, my point is, if you want to be successful internationally, you are going to talk to a diverse target group. Yeah, not everybody will be the same. And your own team members should reflect the diverse target group where you want to sell to. So it's not only about introverted and extroverted people, but it's also about different ages, different genders, different mindsets. That's what you need if you want to be really successful internationally. And once you found the right team, make sure you keep them. So I give you an example. This is Eva. Eva used to work in the logistics team in my company, and she was doing a great job. She was very accurate with numbers and stuff like that. But then 3 years ago, we did an innovation workshop. You know, this kind of workshop where everybody is doing creative things and think about the future no matter what their normal job is. And we were all amazed how creative Eva was, and she really got a feeling for fashion and products. So 2 days after the workshop, this is a true story, she came into my office, she told me, Jerry, I can't sleep anymore. It was an eye-opener. I don't want to work in logistics anymore. I want to work in the design team. And I was like, what? So again, I had two options. Tell Eva, sorry, you can't do that. You're really good in logistics. She probably would have left after a while. Or, and that's what we did, we gave her the training and tools and made her a great member in the design team. Because she brought all the experience from our company and from the logistics into the design team, and we knew that she's a great worker. So you need to be flexible in order to keep the good people in your company. I'll give you another example. Elena, also a super worker in the Swiss team. She told our Swiss boss, Jörg, next year I want to work only 70% because I want to take part in a dance academy. Okay, do it. You can plan for that. Now Elena is back 100%. She's very happy. She's more dedicated than ever to our company because we are flexible enough so she could fulfill her dream. Now, we talked about the Rhine team. Now let's talk about the importance of having a global team. 2 AI-generated pictures that show you how not to do it. I used to work for a very big Italian company. They're quite successful because they have beautiful products. But what they did, they were sending only Italian, male, from the same university, guys that were looking basically the same into all key functions all over the world to manage their international business. So the head of Asia, I will never forget it, Emanuele was based in Hong Kong. He has never been to Asia before. He hated the food. He had no clue about the culture, didn't speak any of the languages. Of course, they were not successful in Asia. The same for the guy from LATAM. He was based in Brazil, didn't speak a word of Portuguese or Spanish. You can't do that. You need to manage your international business with international people and an international mindset. And the other picture here, it should tell you, don't think you can manage the international business from your little or big Swiss office or from your home office. Spend the money. Travel to see the culture, to meet your customers and your employees. So have a global mindset and have a global team. Now, communication is everything. And this is a made-up one, but it's really like this. So let's assume I need a price analysis done by one of my team members. Let's assume it's Tim. Tim is really working for me. So if Tim is sitting in the Swiss office, I would communicate this task like this. Title, urgent, Tim, finish the price analysis for me by midday tomorrow, Jerry. That's short and clear, but Tim is fine with that because he's Swiss, he likes the direct communication, and he knows me. He sits in the same office, he knows I'm a nice guy. So this works really well, and I can assure you, next day midday, he will have it ready. But if Tim sits in my Chinese team, I cannot write like this. It would be totally different. It would be like this. Title, price analysis. Dear Tim, I hope you are doing well. When you get a chance, could you please finish the price analysis for me by midday tomorrow? It's rather urgent. Let me know if you need anything from my side. Thank you so much, Jerry. And I can assure you, if I use the Swiss style with the Chinese Tim, I will not get the price analysis done on time. I will have an employee that hates me and probably leaves the company very soon. So the point here is, again, you either have to have the global mindset and adjust your communication, or you need to have a global team. And here is another example, and it's really true. It's not made up. It's really like this. So let's imagine this. Every year, I meet all my customers from all over the world, 90 countries, and I have the Jahresmeeting, the yearly meeting. Now, if I have my German customer coming, it has to go like this. I have to send out a detailed agenda at least 1 week prior to the meeting. I need to be ready for them to arrive 10 minutes early. I need to have only water and coffee ready because they don't need anything else. Don't do any small talk. Don't smile. Don't make any jokes. Focus on your agenda items only. Make sure you end the meeting on time and send out minutes within a day. If I do it like that with the Germans, they will think, wow, I had an efficient meeting. Das war aber toll. And they can't wait to meet me again the following year, right? Now, I do exactly the same meeting with my Brazilian customer. It goes like this if I want it to be successful. No need to send out an agenda. Nobody will read it anyway. Expect them to arrive 30 minutes to 1 hour too late to the meeting. I need to have wine and beer ready and a lot of food. The Brazilians want to eat. Yeah, plan at least 1 hour of small talk, maybe even a little soccer game in between in the office. Just make sure they have a good time for at least 1 or 2 hours before you even start talking business. And then, don't have any plans for the evening. The meeting with the Brazilians will last until at least 10 p.m., no matter when it started. So, if I do the meeting with the Brazilians like that, they will love me. They will say, oh, with Jerry, I had a great time, and they will buy more sunglasses. And they are looking forward to the next meeting. Now, if I would do with the Germans what I did with the Brazilians, or with the Brazilians what I did with the Germans, it would be a disaster. Everybody would hate me and they wouldn't buy. So, what I want to say again, either have a global mindset or even better, have the right team members in your team that know the culture of your customers in your international business. One last example that I want to show you here as well. So, I'm in the eyewear business, right? Here you see the most sold sunglasses in each of the regions in Europe. And as you can see, of course, we have some global bestsellers. But what you can see here is the top 3 are totally different from region to region. This is not made up. This is the actual data from last year, or from this year, sorry. Okay? So, what does it mean? The people are different in each region. The fashion taste is different in each region, yeah? And in order for us to be successful all over the world, or for you with your products to be successful all over the world, you need local people to manage the business that understand the cultural differences, or in my case, the fashion differences, because otherwise, they will offer the wrong sunglasses to the wrong people. So, that's why I have Jörg here on the top. Jörg is a Swiss guy, very typical, very organized, very accurate guy from Zug, and he knows the Swiss market very well, and he has a typical Swiss taste, a conservative taste, and he will manage, and he's managing the Swiss business extremely well. But then when we go to Eastern Europe, I'm much better off with Katja. Katja lives in Prague. She speaks all the languages of Eastern Europe, and she has the same culture and the same fashion taste as their customers. So she is really doing a great job. And then for our number 1, most important, Italian fashion market, of course it's managed by il direttore, Signore Ernesto Scotti. Because Ernesto has 30 years experience in eyewear in Italy. He knows the market, he knows the fashion, and that's why we are very big in Italy. Now, if I take Jörg to work in Italy and Ernesto to work in Switzerland, it's going to be a disaster. Business-wise, and also the teams in Switzerland would go nuts with a boss like Ernesto Scotti, I can assure you that. So my point here is, again, please, don't make the mistakes like many Swiss and German, often the Swiss and Germans like to work together because they have the same culture. Don't make the same mistake. They think they know best, and they send the expat way. They send their people over to Asia, and they think, it's so cool that I can move to Asia. You will not succeed unless you have the global mindset, or unless at least you have hired somebody to help you in those regions. Even better is to hire somebody from that region. Okay, I'm already coming to my last slide, and I was supposed to talk about the right global team. So team is the key word here. Make sure you have a happy team, real team, especially if you work internationally with subsidiaries all over the world, or people working from 8 different countries like we have it. It's very important to spend the money and meet somewhere in the world several times a year, to have a good Christmas party or summer party or some special event. Make sure, even if they don't work on a daily basis together, that they meet and have a good time. How do they say happy wife, happy life, or happy husband, happy life? It's exactly the same. Happy team members, successful company. So make sure you have fun. We all live only once, and now I wish you all the best for your international success for your startups. Thank you.
Jerry, thank you very much, and we're very sorry for the video. We had a technical issue.
It's okay.
Events.
But it would have been so funny.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
So we also have a lot of questions for you. How did you get your team together in the beginning? On what factors did you choose the team members on?
Okay, how did I get them together? The last job before I started Swiss Eyewear Group, I was working for an eyewear company. So I had my connections in the eyewear world already. So I picked the ones that I thought are best, and some of them I took with me from the old company because I knew they had the skill set
That's smart.
that I needed. So that's how I did it. And of course, whenever we look for people, we right now have an ad out for our design team in case you want to apply. Check it out on jobs.ch. But,
Great.
but they're always open. So we are looking for a certain skill set, but sometimes we hire people that don't have exactly the skill set we want because we see the potential and they fit the culture of our company, which is the key to success.
Okay, culture, very, very important, of course.
Yes.
So the next question, with so many locations, how do you best use your time on the road? For example, can you still manage everything while being in a hotel in China engaging with locals?
Absolutely. Actually, I came back yesterday from my yearly 2.5 weeks China trip, and I can assure you, I interacted with locals. We have our own Chinese employees, and I was even invited to a Chinese wedding. If you haven't done it, do it. It's crazy. So yes, even if you have to get out of the hotel. Of course, if you stay in the hotel, you will not interact. But if you're an extroverted person like me, then you go for dinner with them, you go to the bar with them, you talk to them. And yes, I have to manage my time wisely, but that's why it's so important. For example, in 2 weeks, our Christmas event, everybody's coming to Zurich, and we spend quality time together, so that's how we do it.
And I think the first part was also a little bit about productivity on the road. Do you have a tip for that as well?
Well, my employees would say, thanks God when he's traveling, I don't get so many emails. I love to work with the WhatsApp function on my phone when I'm on the road, and I think my team members hate me for that. So it's no problem. You need your computer with you all the time, and you always find work to manage from abroad. That's no problem.
So
I
no
can do it.
special trick like always noise-canceling headphones or something like
No
that?
voice-canceling headphones
Okay.
needed. No.
Next question. How do you manage cultural differences within a global team, and what strategies have been effective in fostering cohesion?
It's not an easy one. So as I told you, and unfortunately you couldn't see the video, but if you have different mindsets in your company, you will have issues. Yeah? And for example, our head of logistics, René, he's a very accurate person, and he's really great. And sometimes he can't deal with the Italian mindset or the French mindset, and it drives him crazy. So the solution to that is open communication. We are using Teams all day long, Skype all day long, make a call, discuss it. If you're upset, make sure you can discuss it. As long as you have an open communication, it works well. But yes, there will be arguments. But if you want to be successful internationally, I think you need some arguments that will bring you further. If in the old company with the guys all looking the same, only men, everybody was like a soldier. If the boss said, this carpet is white, everybody would have said, sure, it's white. And if you have a company culture like that, you will not be successful internationally. So yeah, you have to fight a little bit, but in the end, we all love each other, so it's fine.
And how do you balance local market needs with a unified global brand strategy across diverse regions?
Yes, we do have a globe. That's a very good question. It's not an easy one because our main brand in view is the target group is the families, everybody. So we're selling to everybody, right? We don't have a specific target group, only the 20 years old. With the other brands, we do that. AQ, for example, that's only for Generation Z. But with InView, that's not easy, and then you have the different regions. So yes, we have to balance the size of the collection. I'm sure you have all heard the issue of working capital, so we don't want too much stock, especially stock that is fashionable, right? Because it's getting old after 1-2 years. So we have to balance to cover all the market needs, the Middle Eastern and the European and the Southern European and the Northern European, and at the same time trying not to go too wild. And of course, in our campaigns, we focus on a few hero models that we kind of know they work everywhere. So that's how we try to do it. It's challenging.
I can imagine that. So no question from the crowd anymore, but I have one left.
Okay, thank you.
So the Swiss Eyewear Group was also part of the Swiss Economic Forum Growth Program,
yes.
Correct? And why was it for you as a company important to be part of such a program?
Because we have big plans for the future. We are now 10 years old, 11 years old, so we have big plans of the future, and sometimes you need money to finance those plans. So of course it's great to have a label like that. So for our next steps. We are happy that we are part of this program. We will probably going to use it in the next 1 or 2 years. Let's see.
Okay, great. And we are a little bit early on our program now, and we want as many people to join as possible. That's why there will be a little break of 6 minutes, and I will be back at 4 o'clock. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jerry. See you, peace.